What's good, YouTube fam? I'm making it short, man. I'm gonna be reacting to NBA Legends reacting to the Wizards, Michael Jordan, and they're explaining how deadly he is, man. Let's just get into it. Let's go.
Crazy.
And his shot became more.
He was talking crazy.
And his shot became more dangerous.
And when I
Doing
tell
more
you,
MJ videos,
he
man.
torched me in that first quarter.
So as Jordan fans or even the NBA world, we try to forget Michael Jordan years with the Wizards because it was not the Jordan we were used to seeing in Chicago. But when you take a deep look into those 2 years with the Wizards, he was underrated. And I know that sounds so abnormal to say Michael Jordan was underrated, but that's because people put an absurd expectation on him to play like how he did with the Bulls. And
Right.
Jordan, before his knee injury in the 2001-02 season, led his team in scoring with 22.9 points per game and was an MVP candidate. The Wizards were in playoff contention. Just think about that. Michael Jordan would have willed this team as a 38-year-old man into the playoffs. And I almost forgot to mention, he had 7 40-point games and 1 50-point game. He
Damn.
also played a full season as a 40-year-old. So we're gonna listen to NBA legends and players talk about how underrated Michael Jordan was on the Wizards and what it was like playing with or against Michael Jordan in his last 2 seasons. So enjoy the video, man.
Both times. Because he was still talking that
Yep, still talking.
talking that He was still skilled. It was just health with him. And I had to guard them. Gave us 40. Man, I got like 38 of that too. He was too dribbling. You know, I ain't played the 3 in a minute. But Flip like, nah, you the only one that can guard. I'm like, we got 2 guards on here. We our 2 skate. No, you're gonna guard. Like, all right, cool. I ain't tripping. Let's get it. Too slow, Hope.
Damn.
What up, Hope? What up, Hope? Watch out, Hope. They wasn't even in no triangle. He started making up the triangle as he was
Right.
doing that. Set it right here. Now, watch out. Whatever, Hope. Man,
Damn.
yo, what? That motherfucker took that. He came out one time, shot that motherfucker so high, I jumped, and I was just like, oh, I can't even. Oh, man. Yeah.
And then taking your first game back against MJ in 2002, you had 31, you won the game, and Mike had a good game too. Mike had
40.
Mike had 35 in that game.
Damn. He still was giving buckets to the young
I'm
guys.
trying to tell you, I got probably 39 of that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He was talking.
crazy.
He
That's
was
crazy.
talking crazy.
So he
Hope, whatever, Hope. Hold that shit, waiting on me.
that's what I'm saying. So he
Hope.
retired in '98,
Right, came back
took
like
4
Cook.
years off,
Came back like Cook, boy.
and still came in averaging 23.
Came back like, yeah, bang, bang,
Crazy.
bang. You hear me?
Sure was. I did both. And so it damn sure was, you know, in that 95 year, my rookie year, you know, we would have faced them in the playoffs, but when I was out there, you know, United Center, that's when they was in their heyday, and you know, you going in, and they playing the music and got the banners up with all the smoke. You like, damn, this shit looked just like this on TV when I was watching it. You know what I'm saying? And he was a phenomenal player then, but I think he was a little bit more dangerous when he was with the Wizards. He didn't have the athleticism that we were used to seeing MJ have.
Yeah.
But I'm with Bonzi. His angles were a little bit more sharp. You know, you wasn't gonna move him. He was a strong 2-guard, 2-3 guard. You wasn't going to just move him lightly. And his shot became more dangerous. You know, he became more solid as that veteran player when his years in Washington, as the question stated. You know, it was like one of them, don't leave him open.
Yeah. Don't leave Michael Jordan open.
Yeah, he's still out there talking shit.
Oh,
you
my
know what I'm saying? He talking shit, but he dropping dimes, and you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. But the only thing he was missing was,
The hot.
that's it.
First met him, just in awe, man. Like just having a chance to, you know, see Black Jesus in person, like talk to him, be his teammate. Like I was in awe. And my first year playing with him, man, I didn't know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm throw it to him every time and just go stand, or he's like, no, play. Like, but you just get so mesmerized by who he is. I'm about 40. He was 40. He averaged 20 points a game at the age of 40 on one leg because his knee was messed up, and he played 82 games at the age of 40 on one leg. And played
82, all 82 games, bro.
So, I mean, I just tell you who he is. You know?
If you sit and just watch Wizards Jordan and see how incredible he was from 38 to 40 years old, the way he scored the ball, the way he was able to create his shots from the post, from the elbow, off one dribble, off 2 dribbles, stop, pull up, how physical he was in the post, how he was able to create contact and still get to the basket. He wasn't athletic like he was, but still being able to, finish over guys. It was so incredible because it was such a master of art, how simple he just made the game. It's just playing off jab steps, pump fakes, and I used to watch every bit of Wizards Jordan because it was like, if he doing this at this age, let me figure out how to master and these things that he doing, because you don't see everybody doing it. Everybody want to do the dribble, double step back, all that, and it's like, nah, let me make the game simple and kill these spots and angles and using my body on the fadeaways, either shoulder. So that's one thing that I took from Mike, Wizards Mike, because he was incredible. If you really watch him, he was incredible, man.
Yeah.
On a bad knee.
Well, like I tell people, Michael was fun. He had a unique personality.
Great to be around.
Great to be around. Like when I was on the basketball court at times with him, he would show me the whole medium range game. Like he would dribble 2 times, pull up in the middle of the court and says, "Hey, Rip, get that in your game. That's the hardest play in the game of basketball to guard."
Yes, sir.
But then there was also another side where it was the talking trash Michael Jordan. And at times, me and a couple of the young guys would come up to him and say, "Hey, Mike, why don't you think about putting us in the Brand Jordan collection?"
Right.
And he'd look at me and say, "Hey, Rip, my sneakers for all-stars." And at that time, I'm like, wow, like really? And then my other young fella, I don't want to say his name, and he would say, "Hey, Mike, what about me? Put me in your sneaker." And then he'll say, "Your game is not to the liking for my sneakers.
Not good enough for the
Not
sneakers.
good enough for my
Your game
sneakers."
don't fit my sneakers.
So, I mean, but that was the whole big talking trash with Mike. So you just had to have thick skin with him. And I told him,
Did
"Hey,
you
you
go
know
home
what?
that day? How did you feel when you went home that day?
You know what? I went home, I looked myself in the mirror, and I said, Rip, we're going to be all right."
Right.
Because I'm going to come back to MJ, and I did. After I made the All-Star team,
Are
I
you
came
serious?
back to him, and I said, "Hey, M, now I'm an All-Star. Now you got to put me in that sneaker.
Man.
Now you got to pay me the big bucks." And
I'm just glad that the guy, he said his game don't fit my sneakers.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
question mark out?
Right?
Oh, man.
Right?
Came back to the Wizards.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, it was a whole different game.
Clark Kent.
Turn into Clark Kent.
Yeah, Clark Kent. You at least got a chance. You know, when he's Superman, Black Cat, you ain't have a chance. But now as a member of the Wizards, I can at least get a little, I get a little something off. But later in his career, as we now live in an era where players can play a lot longer because the game isn't as physical, the advancements of medicine have truly helped, and the load management thing is something that now resting healthy players is in vogue. Michael Jordan was 40 years old, playing for the Wizards, played 82 games. Yeah, he's the GOAT.
All right, your Jordan story before we take a break.
So Jordan, I'm playing in Orlando. It's his last year. We play them in Orlando first, and I'm blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up. Like, I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself. So fast forward a month later, we're in D.C. My ankle, we go to a doctor in Baltimore, and basically he tells me I'm done. Like, my ankle's, once again, it's not healed, it's broken, I have to have surgery. But I wanted to play against Jordan one last time. And so we're playing the Wizards. It's a TNT game.
Wait,
Thursday
don't you
night.
want to go out where you dominate him and you're blocking his shots?
I'm just thinking, my ego. Like, I'm thinking, I had him the last game. I don't need this left ankle. Just give me some.
I only need
Motrin.
one ankle.
Give me a bunch of Motrin.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out here. And when I tell you, he torched me in that first quarter. Like, literally, he gave me 20 points in the first quarter on the same play. Like, he just ran the same play every time and did this, and I could not guard him. And so, literally, I checked out of the game at the end of the first quarter, and I didn't even go to the bed. I just walked back to the locker room. Like, I was done. Like, literally had surgery like a couple days later, but it was like I wanted to guard Jordan one last time. And you're right, I shouldn't have. I should have just let that go.
Did he know you were a wounded animal?
He probably did, because he went at me
And he didn't
the
care.
same move. Like, he didn't do anything different. It was the same move, and I had nothing for him.
Jordan probably had your x-rays in the locker room.
He probably did.
He probably knew exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't send somebody for me to come back.
22 years, I can proudly say I got the opportunity to play against Michael Jordan.
Vince Carter, Michael up on him. Vince, a leaner is good. Michael Jordan is just starting to heat up.
And it was just obviously nothing shorter than amazing. and an opportunity that a lot of players in today's game can't say. You know, his impact on the game, his impact on players today and the players of the past is well documented. My story about MJ goes back to All-Star in Atlanta. I was a leading vote getter, and I gave my starting position to MJ, which he
Real
defined
nigga.
multiple times
Real nigga.
throughout the day. So we go on, and he accepts the starting position.
It will be Michael starting in place of Vince Carter.
He goes on and hits his
Vince Carter, real nigga for
historic
that.
fadeaway.
And Michael has the ball. Again guarded by Shawn Marion. The fadeaway.
Anytime that All-Star game is played on TV or talked about, that memory sticks to me because it was just historic in my mind, historic for all the fans who's watching to see MJ do his thing one more time in an All-Star game.
Game winner.
Once the cigar comes out, it's like he's already lighting the victory cigar before the competition. I had a chance to play against Michael Jordan, but
Ooh, that audio is not me, it's the video, y'all.
so it wasn't quite prime Michael Jordan. It was 40-year-old Michael Jordan.
Jordan up to Michael. Nice pass. Michael Jordan.
I remember he still was a phenomenal athlete. He still had great footwork, and he actually gave me about 30 points.
Jordan over Pierce. He's got it. Michael Jordan equals his season's high, 31.
So it was like my third year in the league, and he was still probably one of the top 10 athletes in the game at the time. Yeah, he trash talked a little bit. You know, I remember him hitting a fadeaway, telling me you can't get to that.
Pierce defending Jordan. Fall away. He hits. 29 for Jordan.
You know, he really had a rivalry with Antoine Walker, being that Antoine Walker was in Chicago, and you know, these guys played against each other in pickup games in summer, and you know, him and Antoine Walker really went at each other quite a bit. Antoine, you know, he's one of the best trash talkers that ever played the game, but I think that game he wished he had just not said anything.
And I'll tell you an interesting story about the greatness of Michael Jordan. When I was coaching in Washington, we played the Indiana Pacers, and we were down 25 at the end of the third quarter. And I took Michael out of the game, and I said, look, Michael, I know you think we can still win this game, but we got to play, you know, in 2 nights. And if we make a little run, I'll put you back in the game. Well, we didn't. Well, I found out that after the game was over that he had 8 points in the game, and he broke a streak of like 860-something games in double figures. And so the media was on, you know, how do you think Michael's going to be with this? You know, I said, you know, look, Michael's got championship rings, he's got gold medals, he's got NCAA championships, he's got MVPs. He's not going to care about the 8 points. So he met with the media and agreed. You know, that bus is lonely as a coach when you're sitting there after you've got your head handed to you. So I was sitting on the bus, and actually Michael had hired me. He was the part owner and president GM, hired me to be the coach, and then he came back to play. I'll never forget this moment ever as a
Crazy.
coach. This to
Played
me
on a
was,
team he
was
owned.
greatness. He got on the bus and he said, scoot over. And he looked at me and he said, do you think I can still play? And I said, absolutely. That's why I'm here, to be here to help you. He said, you know, to be my coach, you have to believe in me and believe I can still play. And I said, Michael, I believe in you. He said, you did the right thing tonight. You did the right thing tonight. I don't care about the points, but I needed to know that you believe in me. Fast forward, we get on the plane. He has a few cocktails, smokes a couple cigars, all the things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
We get back about 3:30 in the morning in Washington. At 7:30 that morning, he's down in the fitness room with Tim Grover, working out like you can't believe. Now, he's 41 years old. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night. And Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. Byron Scott takes a timeout, and Michael comes over and he says, I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you. And so that's fine by me. So with 2 minutes to go in the game, he gives me the sign like, that's enough. I take him out of the game. He walks over to the bench. I said, Michael, what happened tonight? He said, well, the guy who was guarding me was told me his back was hurting. Don't ever tell me you got a problem. He said, I'll make you pay for that. 51 points later. 51 points at age 41. He came back the next game with 46. And he looked at me and he said, I told you I could still play. 97 points. I mean, Mike, I was absolutely blown away at what this guy could do. His mind, how strong it was. I mean, he's playing on one leg.
Thanks.
I mean, he'd cut his finger, with doing a cigar. He had his finger was bent. He had a bad knee. The competitive will and great. I've never seen anything like it. But that moment when he looked at me and asked me if I still believed in him, I said, "This is the greatest player to play the game, wanting to know if I still believed in him." It was a moment I would never ever forget.
So most guys kept it PG with MJ. We did have Byron Russell on the team, and he would consistently try and challenge MJ in practice, but it was MJ was just so much better than him, man. It got to the point where it was embarrassing because he would talk to MJ, and then MJ would just turn it up, and he'd be on one, and he would just be cooking them. Like, I remember in one practice, like he told, like after hitting the game-winning shot on Byron Russell, he said, "Man, stop trying to guard me, man. You're known as the human highlight reel, not because you have any highlights of your own, but because you're in all of mine." I mean, I'm just like, oh, that's just so hurtful.
Oh, that's saying
so
Russell. Oh man.
Russell. So to say that, it was just like, boy, please shut your mouth.
All right, last one. What were you thinking when it was just you and MJ, 2002, game on the line, and you got the assignment to guard Jordan?
No, listen.
That game went on him twice.
That's where I came. Look, I'm all over
In the NBA game and the NBA All-Star game.
Better offense.
Man, how you let 40-year-old Jordan hit the game winner on you, Matrix? Come on, man.
Dude, I'm not here for the Wizards Jordan slander.
Listen, Paul, you trying to take shots low key, but guess what? He hit some of your part too, so don't even start. So
no, listen,
he got you too.
No, 40-year-old Jordan gave me 38, so I'm not mad.
Thank you. By the way, Sean, during The Last Dance, there was, Michael Jordan with the Bulls, and then there was all this Jordan Wizard slander. He was good with the Wizards.
Yeah,
he had a terrible team around him for big sections, but come on. He was still a threat back then. Don't be ashamed he scored on you. Come on, Paul.
He got me. Listen, he got me, so I can't complain.
I mean, he hit the game winner. He hit the game winner, but he hit the game go ahead basket in the All-Star game, my first All-Star game.
I remember
but then Kobe got fouled by Jermaine O'Neal at the other end. We won the game.
Man.
So
that was a $20,000 fine right there. I remember that. That was a $20,000 fall. We would have won $21,000. We won that game, man.
I say it was a game winner. He didn't win
his
that.
last one, but Mariah Carey stands out too in that dress.
Yes.
It's just a basketball city. They love basketball, and they love their sports. Period. But the greatest player in the world to come through here for his last game. I mean, I knew people would treat him like they did.
The fourth quarter ovation lasted more than 2 minutes, and it turned out to be the signature moment of an historic night.
Now, I guess it hits me that I'm not going to be in a uniform anymore. So, and that's not a terrible feeling. I'm not. It's not terrible. It's something that I've come to grips with, and it's time.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and tell me your favorite game
man.
when Michael Jordan played with the Wizards. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and show love to the YG gang, and I'm out.